Hello everyone, Seraphin here. Thank you for coming back and joining me for more Metroid Fusion. When we last saw our hero, we took out the boss of this sector, and oh, what the heck. So, those little red caterpillars that were crawling around all over the place have now gone into their pupil state and are now solid cocoons, it looks like. So, we can't quite interact with them any longer. It's a blessing and a curse, because they're not going to be in our way now, and they're not going to hurt us. Well, I lied. They'll still be in the way, because they're obstacles, but they're not going to, not going to crawl around and do damage. And it looks like our friend the SAX has been here, because this hatch has been blown up, but we can blow the floor up right here. Well, so that was our first, I'm not going to say interaction because we really didn't interact with it, but the first encounter with the SAX. If I had rolled over here and blown this floor up, and it had seen me, it would have come after me and murdered me very quickly. So, when you see the SAX, just kind of stay where you are and don't move. Well, now that, oh geez, now they've gone into an even further advanced metamorphosis state. They're kind of crawling around like a little bit. They're still solid objects and not interactable, but they're not hatched yet. Sadly, you won't get to see what they hatch into until the next time we come here, which is probably for the best, because I don't like those things when they hatch. They are not very pleasant. I'm sure I missed something back there, but I don't remember what it is. Guess I'll have to come back and get it later, but now that I have the high jump, I can jump up here and grab this monkey bars here. Swing across and grab this. Oh, stupid fish. And then I need to bring that column up again. And now that I have missiles, hopefully get rid of that little block there. Come on. No? Maybe I need to bomb it. Yep, there it goes. Needed the bombs. Grab the missile tank there. Silly little fish. Now, I know I mentioned that I enjoy playing the Nintendo franchises that are probably a little less popular than, say, Mario or Zelda. I like Mario games. I like the old school ones. I'm not really a fan of the newer stuff, so I tend to avoid that. One of my best friends, actually, is a very big fan of everything to do with Mario, especially Yoshi. He's a very big fan of Yoshi. Shout out to that friend. I'm sure you're listening right now, and you know who you are. That's, in fact, whenever we play Super Smash Brothers, that's all he does is Yoshi, and he's exceptionally good at it. I will never admit this to him in person, but he's a much better player than I am at that game, so... Even though I really kind of just did, if he's listening, so there you go. Now you have it in audio format. Person I will not mention by name, you are better than me at Smash. I think there's another room in here, yep. See, when I play Smash, I get mocked in my group of friends for it. Not mocked, but ridiculed, because I tend to play the Fire Emblem characters, because I am a huge fan of the series. And it just so happens that every Fire Emblem character has a sword. So everybody that I play has a weapon. And apparently that's not quite so popular amongst my group of friends. Also because a lot of the Fire Emblem characters tend to have counter attacks. And I like to use those. I like to use those quite a bit, and it really annoys the friends that I play that game with. So I am going to admit it, but I'm not going to be ashamed of it, because you know what? That's just how I play. I like to think that even though I don't like to think that I don't spam anything, I don't play like a button mashing kind of player. I do know how to play that game, I'm just not very good at it. But again, I tend to use the characters that have swords because I like using them, and I also like Samus, actually. Regrettably, Samus isn't really all that good in the newest Smash Brothers. Hopefully she'll get a bit of a benefit in the new one coming out, but I'm not going to hold my breath, unfortunately. Could I have gone through that? No, probably not. Can I get through here now is the question. I believe there is a missile tank or something in here. God, you guys are such jerks. Can I jump over this thing? Oh, man, this thing's really hurt. Oh, I can't jump over it. Perfect. Look at that. Got the missile tank. Barely cleared the thing, and then you can't quite do it on the way back because it grows the... Oh, jeez, that hurts. Good thing there's a recharge room at the top of the stairs here. Yeah, I tend to play the sword-using characters in Smash, and I also like Samus. I also... Who's the other character? I like Captain Falcon. I'm not good with Captain Falcon, but he's very fun to play. Maybe one day, if I can arrange to get it recorded, I might record a Smash session. Again, I'm not very good, but some people like to watch that kind of stuff. And here we have the navigation room. We'll meet up with our computer friend. Samus, we've got trouble. That's never good. Releasing the security lock may have been a bad idea. The SAX has invaded the water environment in Sector 4, Aqua, with several thousand X. With the blue hatches active, the SAX slipped in easily. I'm pretty sure you could have blown the wall apart anyway. The creatures and systems in Sector 4 are already showing multiple irregularities. I'm currently investigating. I'll brief you in the navigation room when you arrive. Is your objective clear? Sure. Now, head for Sector 4. Yeah, I'm pretty sure opening the security hatches would not have impeded a parasitic organism that's got all sorts of explosive weaponry and whatnot. The SAX, an enemy with my strongest abilities. But does it have reason? Probably not. It's just a killing machine. In my current state, I can't face it head-on. The SAX is me, only heartless. I must stop it before it learns its potential and threatens the universe. So apparently, Samus at full power threatens the universe. She has a very high opinion of herself, although, to be fair, she is pretty darn capable, and I wouldn't be surprised. See, this is something else that bugs me. So I've never gotten into a debate with somebody about this because there's no point, but a lot of the reason people don't like Other M is because they portray Samus as more emotional than she otherwise is. Like, she's supposed to be a cold, emotionless robot. I don't agree with that, and I'll go into that in a minute. This sector has taken more damage than expected. I knew the X were powerful and destructive, but still, this seems to be purposeful. We certainly can't rule out the possibility that the SAX has a high degree of intelligence. I find the X fascinating, especially this SAX, but I digress. This sector is home to a very large creature the researchers call Samus. It is capable of moving and attacking at ultra-high speed. The more senseless and widespread destruction here may be attributed to Samus. No doubt the SAX released it, but I can't sure yet be why. What did I just say? I can't quite be sure yet. Samus has returned often to the breeding tank here. Its natural behavior must be to go back to here periodically. It's a valuable specimen, but you have been authorized to terminate it. If you don't, it may invade other sectors. Is your objective clear? Yes, kill the ultra-fast, light-speed moving monster. While you're moving, be careful. Some broken power nodes have electrified the water, but we can't cut the power. Doing so would affect the whole station adversely. If you touch the water, you'll be electrocuted. Conserve energy as you go. So yeah, it's like don't touch the lava, but the floor is lava, but now the floor is water and it's electrified water. So, same thing. Anyway, what I was saying about Samus' personality. So, in Other M, there's a lot of cutscenes that portray Samus, particularly in certain events where she's overwhelmed with emotion. And a lot of critics of Other M say that that's not like Samus at all because she's a hardened veteran and she's a warrior and she doesn't have emotion. She's a cold, emotionless robot. And I don't think that's doing her character justice. I think Samus is fully capable of emotion. She just chooses to suppress it when she's on duty because that's her job. but given her history, I don't know if anybody's familiar with this history of Samus, but she was orphaned, basically, by the space pirates. Her parents were killed by space pirates, so she naturally has a grudge against them, which is why she fights them so often. Ridley, in particular, I believe, is actually the cause of her parents' death, so... canonically, in Other M, when you encounter Ridley, because you encounter Ridley in every Metroid game, it's the first time that she's seen Ridley, theoretically, since her parents were killed, and she has a very adverse reaction, a very emotional reaction to seeing him again. And a lot of critics say that, oh, well, that's pathetic. She wouldn't do that. She'd be hardened and resolved and ready to kick his butt. Like, well, not necessarily, especially if it was the first time seeing the creature that tore her family apart when she was only a little kid. Like, come on. She'd have some kind of reaction to that. And then, in that elevator, that's what reminded me of that just now, in that elevator scene when she was like, the SAX is me, but heartless. And reading that would imply that Samus is obviously aware of the fact that she has emotions because she considers herself to have a heart. So why would it make any sense at all that she is a cold, emotionless robot when she would say something like that? So again, I just think the critics are a little overblown. Also because I don't think it makes any sense to have Samus be an emotionless robot. She's not an interesting character if she's just a cold, battle-hardened mercenary. Like, that you play that kind of stuff in every game. Like, the same could be said of Master Chief from Halo up until very recently, at any rate, that he's just a cold, emotionless robot. Because you don't see any dimension to his character until some of the later games in the series. Or if you've played any of the old-school PC shooters like Doom or Quake, you're just playing a nameless, silent killing machine who literally is an emotionless robot, because why should you have any empathy for the demons and other crap that you're killing? So, to break up the monotony of the silent, cold killing machine robot protagonists with somebody who is capable, but also still human, I think is very compelling from a storytelling perspective, and that's why I like Samus so much as a character. She has a lot of depth, even though you don't get to see much of it, but this game, in particular, this one and Other M, paints Samus in a very human light. For example, this one, this one more or less describes her as capable of feeling fear and anxiety. She's terrified of this thing that's a copy of her that's going to try to come kill her. Like, how else would you react to that? And she's being told in every instance, don't you dare fight that thing because it'll straight up murder you. So why wouldn't she be afraid of that? I know I'd be afraid of something trying to come kill me that looked just like me. Granted, I'm not an intergalactic bounty hunter with a cannon strapped to my arm, but still. I guess there really wasn't a whole lot of point in coming in here, was there? I guess to get that thing. But anyway. So yeah, people who say that they ruined Samus' character with Other M, I vehemently disagree with that. I don't think that's the case whatsoever. I don't think I was meant to come through here just yet. Question mark? No, that was right. But I missed something, so I'm going to come back here first. I should have gone up here first because there is a collectible up here. Whoops. Stupid crab things. Really? One missile doesn't kill those little fish? Alright, and then if we go in here... So, sorry for splurging on about how I feel about Samus' character, but I feel it's important to kind of explain where I'm coming from with regards to how I like this series. So, I'll talk more about that next time, maybe, unless you're all sick of hearing me talk about it. But if you're tuning in, you must like something I'm saying, so I'll elaborate more next time. But for now, we're going to call it here, and I will resume next time, and we'll go hunt down Samus. And it'll be fun, I'm sure, because fast-moving, light-speed monsters are always fun to encounter. But until that time, thank you all very much for watching. This has been Seraphin. Stay classy, internets.